In this video, I'm going to go over how to make functions in C that accept a variable number of arguments. So what do we mean by that? Variable number of arguments. Normally if I make a function in C, like this, int max, that accepts two int values, int a and int b, this function can only accept two int values as arguments, no more and no less. So I'm going to make a simple function here. I'm going to say if a is greater than b, return a, otherwise return b. But if I try to call this function with, say, 3 int arguments, like 10, 12, and 14, when I go to compile this, it's not going to work. The compiler is going to say error, too many arguments to function call, expected to have 3. But we know that it's possible to make functions in C that accept a variable number of arguments. Because, say, printf, if you think about printf and the way that works, if we say printf, some string, and then a new line, this will compile just fine. It'll accept one string argument just fine. So it compiles okay, I can run it. But I can give it more arguments too. I could say here %d, then I could say 5 as the next argument, and I can compile this and run it, and it works just fine. I can say %f and give it 5.5, and I can compile it, and I can run it, and it works just fine. So somehow printf is able to accept a variable number of arguments. We just gave it 1, 2, and 3 arguments, and it worked with all of them. It's also able to accept this varying type of argument too. So we got like an int here and then a float. So the types of these arguments can vary as well. So how can we do this in C with our own functions? To do this, we're going to include the library stdarg.h. So we're going to say include stdarg.h. And this library contains the facilities for creating functions with a variable number of arguments. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my max function. I'm going to make a max function that is now going to accept some number of int values, and it's going to find the maximum of those int values, however many I give it. The first argument here I'm going to say is going to be int num, and int num is going to be the number of arguments. So we could say here num underscore args, maybe to make that even clearer. And then what we'll say here is dot dot dot. So dot dot dot, this is saying that from here on out, from this argument onwards, there's going to be some varying number of arguments. There's going to be a variable number of arguments from there on out. So we'll actually take this down here now, and we'll provide a function that works with a variable number of arguments. So the first thing we have to do is we have to create a VA list variable. So VA underscore list, args. Args is the name of my variable, and VA list is the type. And the type is provided by stdarg.h. And it basically contains the information necessary to work with a variable list of arguments like this. And we then call a sequence of functions that allow us to access those variables one at a time. So the first function you have to call is VA start. You say VA start, you give it your VA list variable, in our case it's called args. And then what you have to give it next is the last argument before this list of some variable number of arguments. So you have to give it the argument preceding this list of arguments here. In our case, it's num args. So we'll just give it num args there. And then what you do is you call the function one argument at a time to pull out each argument. And we know the number of arguments we've got here. So I'm going to make a loop that's going to go from 0 up until the number of arguments. And we're going to pull out each int value one at a time, and we're going to print it out. So I can call the function like this. I should be able to say like max, and then say like, we'll say 2 and maybe 4 and 8. And the idea here is that this first argument here is going to specify the number of int values remaining. So I could say like max and 4 and maybe 10, 12, 14, and 16. And the idea is that 4 here is identifying that you have 4 arguments remaining. 10, 12, 14, and 16 are provided. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a loop now that's going to go from 0 up until the number of arguments, and it's going to pull out each argument one at a time. And what I'll do at first is instead of finding the max, I'm just going to print it out just so we can test it. So I'll say here for int I is equal to 0, I is less than the number of arguments, I++. We're going to use the varg function to pull out each argument. The way it works is you call it like this. You say va underscore arg. You give it args as the first argument, your VA list variable, whatever you've called it. And then the next thing you give it is the type of argument that you want to pull out next. In our case, it's going to be an int value. So we're going to say here int. And then what I'm going to say here is int x is equal to varg. Because the way it works is it basically pulls out the next argument in the list, whatever it is, and it does it based on the type you've given here, and it returns it. So varg is going to return an int value here. In this case, it'll be like, whatever it is, 10, 12, 14, 16. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to print it out. We're just going to say printf x%d/n. We'll just output it. And we'll just have the function temporarily return 0. And then the last thing you have to do in this sequence of operations to pull out the variable number of arguments is you have to call va_end. So you say va_end args. And that sort of ends your access to the list of arguments. So now we should be able to pull out the list of arguments here. So let's actually try it with this function here. And we'll say clear, do a recompilation, and what did I do? std, oh, it's not a .g, it's a .h. So we had a bit of an error there. We'll clear it, do a recompilation, run it, and we get 10, 12, 14, and 16. And so what's going on here is that we're accessing the arguments, and we're just going from 0 until the number of arguments, and we're using varg to pull out each argument, which is an integer. We're storing it in x, and we're printing it out each time. Now, what I really want this function to do is find the max value. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a variable max. It's going to keep track of the current max number. And I'm going to say that if it's the first argument in the list, then it is the max number by default. So like if I is equal to 0, then that means we're looking at the first number, and that is going to be the maximum number by default. So we'll say max is equal to, we'll say x. Otherwise, we're going to update max. So if x is greater than max, if the number that we're looking at now, the next number in the list of arguments here, is greater than max, then that is the new max value. And I'll say max is equal to x. And I'll take out this printf now, and now we can return max. So we've basically got a simple little algorithm here for finding the maximum number, which is basically start off with the assumption that the first number in the list is the maximum number. And then as we go through the list, assuming that I is no longer 0, that means we're looking at the next number in the list. If that's the case, then if x is ever greater than max, which it is here, then we'd say max is equal to x, right? We're going to update the new maximum number as we go through the arguments here. And once we've reached the end of the list here of arguments, then whatever number has been found to be max, that is our max number, we return max there. So now this should be able to find the maximum number here. So I'll say int max num is equal to max, and we can do a printf here of max. So we'll say printf the max number. We'll say printf max num %d/n, and we'll output it here. And if I do a recompilation now and run it, we get that the max num is 16. But I could change now how many numbers I pass to this function. So I could say here like 7, and I'll give it here maybe 25, 3, and 120. And now if I do a recompilation, run this, I get max num as 120. And I could change this. I could say like 150 here and do a recompilation, run it, and I get 150. But what's cool is that I'm changing how many arguments I'm passing to this function, and it's still working. And that's just a cool thing that I've got. It's a cool ability to have now. Now in this case here, all the arguments are ints. But with printf, we were somehow able to give it not just a varying number of arguments, but the types of those arguments could also vary. So I could say something like this. I could say here printf, and let's say %d, %f, %d. And then I could give it an int value like this, like 5, a float or a double value like this, where I say 10.5, and then another int value like this, 3. And printf can handle this just fine. So I could say /n here. I could do a clear, recompilation, and run it, and we get 5, 10.5, and 3. And so printf is able to handle this sequence of different types of arguments that also vary in terms of the number of arguments as well. And it'd be nice if we could make functions like this as well. So I'll go over an example like that. We'll make a bit of a mini print function that'll print either ints or double values. And we're going to have our own sort of string of placeholders like this. And we're going to use D to signify an int value, and F is going to signify a double value. So we'll make our own print function here. I'm going to say here void print, and I'll say car star placeholders, and then ... So what's going on here is we're saying that the first argument to print is going to be a string of placeholders, either D or F in some sequence. And then what's going to remain is those values that we want to fill in for those placeholders. So the idea is that I can call the function like this. I should be able to say print and then say ddfd. And the expectation would be that I have two integers followed by a double followed by an integer. So I could say here like 4, 2, 10.5, and 3, and this should work. But I could vary the placeholders here. So I could say here like printf fdfd and maybe f there. And I could say here like 1.1, 0, 2.2, 5, and then like 3.2. And this should also be okay that I'm giving it a double, an int, a double, an int, and a double. So let's actually try to do this. And that should actually be print there, not printf. So we'll actually try to do this now. We'll try to make a print function that can handle stuff like this. So what I'll do is I'll define the function down here, copy it down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this placeholder string first. So I'm going to include string.h because string.h contains a function called strlen that allows me to find the length of a string. It would be useful if I could find the length of this string here, because then I would know how many placeholders I've got and I could go through it based on that one at a time up until that string length. So that's the first thing that I'll do is I'll say here int num_args is equal to, we'll say string length of placeholders. And that'll give me the length of that string, the number of placeholders in that string. And then we're going to want to access each one of the arguments here. And we're going to pull out the argument based on whether it's D, which means an int, or an F, which we're going to say means a double. So again, like before, the first thing I'll do is I'll make my VA list variable. I'll say VA underscore list args. Then I'll say VA underscore start args. And what I give it is the last parameter here before this variable list of parameters here. So I'll say here placeholders. I'll give it that. And then I'm going to access the arguments here one at a time. So I'll say here for int I is equal to 0, I is less than the number of arguments, I++. And I'm going to look at each character now in this string. And if it's an F, I'm going to pull out a double. If it's a D, I'm going to pull out an int. So I'll say here if placeholders at I is equal to D, that means I'm expecting an int value next. So I'll say here int x is equal to VA underscore arg, args int. So I'm calling VA underscore arg just like before with args, and I'm pulling out an int value and I'm storing it in x. And this print function is just going to print out the value. I'll just say that it prints them out on a new line too. So I'll say here printf %d/n will output x. Otherwise, if the next character is an F, we're going to say that means I've got a double value. I'll say double x is equal to VA underscore arg, args, and we'll say double now. And then we'll printf x again. So we'll say printf %f/n will output x again, this time though as a double value. And then when we're done, we'll say VA underscore end args. And so what's going on now is that I have this loop here that's going to go from 0 up until the length of this placeholder string, looking at each character here one at a time. And based on this sequence of characters, in the same way printf works, it's going to say, well, if it's an F, I expect the floating point value next. If it's a D, expect an int value next. If it's an F, expect the floating point value next. And we pull them out one at a time from 0 up until num_args based on that. And we then, pull out either an int or a double based on the character we're encountering. And all we're doing is just printing out the value. We're just going to print out the value. So we'll save this here and we'll do a recompilation here. And then we'll give it a test. So we'll give it a test. I'll say here, let's say we've got here, we'll just give it a test with this function here with this function call here first. We'll say recompilation, run it. We get 4, 2, 10.5, and 3, right? It seems to be working. I could call it again. Let's say FFFD, and we'll say -1.2, 2.5, 3.4, and then 10. Compilation, run it, and I get those numbers there in sequence. I could call it with a varying number of arguments too. So I could say here print, and we'll just call it again, this time with a different sort of sequence here. We'll say here D, 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 F, D, D. And we could say here 1, 2, 3, 5.5, -1, -2. Do a clear recompilation and run it. And we get 1, 2, 3, 5.5, -1, and -2. So we're actually on our way now to making our own sort of printf, which is kind of cool. So this is how we can, with the stdarg library here, create our own functions that have a varying number of arguments. And we can even have varying types of arguments within those varying number of arguments as well. Check out portfoliocourses.com, where we'll help you build a portfolio that will impress employers, including courses to help you develop C programming projects.